This is the Darren Green Show.
Welcome. I'm your host, Darren Green, and this is another episode of the Darren Green Show, short for TDGS. How you guys been? Before we get into any logistics, if you're watching this podcast on YouTube, be sure to give it a big thumbs up and be sure to hit that subscribe button and tap the bell to get notified of all of my videos. And also, as I said before in the past, if you don't like to see my ugly face, be sure to listen to the podcast on iTunes, Google Play, Radio Public, iHeartRadio, Spotify, the list goes on. And let's get into this episode. So, I like to talk about my life before I get into this celebrity news. A lot of things have conspired. This is the second week of the internship, and I'm enjoying myself there. I'm learning a lot of things, a lot of work, a lot of filing, a lot of cues that I have to pick up, a lot of technical cues and commands that I have to come accustomed to if I'm to work at a pace where it needs to be. And this is really helping me out because, I do feel like I'm a little bit slower on the computer. I'm computer savvy, but I'm slow with it. You get what I'm saying? I need to be at a pace where I'm fast enough to keep up with other people around me and other colleagues in the future or whatever job I choose to work for. So this is a learning experience. Didn't really do much editing this week. Well, editing anyone's show. I had to adjust volume levels because their standard is -3 dB for music and -6 dB for voice. So I had to and if you know sound production, you know what I'm talking about when I say -3 dB and all that. Now, so I was doing that the whole week, and I'm just ready for things to just get started. I'm ready for the energy to be up. I'm ready for this. I'm ready for a lot of things with this internship. So, and I also had to take a mental day on Wednesday because I feel like I wasn't physically there. I wasn't mentally there to be there because I'm just getting into the groove of doing this for 3 days and then actually going to work and then doing the podcast. So it's just a lot of work that I've put myself on, and I have no one to blame but myself because I'm always making myself busy, because if I'm not busy, I feel like I'm doing something wrong. So, I had to take a mental day because there was an issue that happened at home that needed attention, and I felt like I had to make the unanimous decision, and I also really did need to take a mental day because brain was fried almost. So I just decided to stay home and work on some content and, got to groove for the podcast. I recorded a podcast. This is my third time recording because, I'm a perfectionist and I want everything to be perfect every time. So, this is the podcast. This is the final one, hopefully. Because if I have to change it again, child, I don't know. So, first of all, did you guys see Pose? I believe it came out last Tuesday. I mean, it just hit on so many points that needed to be hit. I like how they show a sense of activism in the first episode. I mean, there wasn't really any activism in the first season, actually. It was just, them dealing with the whole AIDS breakout, and a lot of people are dying now. We see what happens. The aftermath of the first season was that there's still people dying off of this disease, and we don't know what to do. So it shows the activism in that show. I mean, they went to a church, and made a protest. Now, granted, a lot of them went to jail, and it was good for the church. It just made people more divided. And I will have to say, this was done in the 80s. Like I said, with this is how they see us, or this when they see us, first of all. Being in the 80s, oh my goodness, I really prophesied, I really praised the 80s because I'm I want to live in the 80s so bad, but the 80s was really messed up. I mean, they really didn't help those people. And then the people that did die of AIDS, that were castaways or kicked out of their houses by family members and stuff like that, they were just sent to just a island full of just dead corpse. There's just buried him anywhere. No tombstone, no plate, no one gave anybody direction of where they were. Like, it's just like that, and that really happened. So Pose is very much accurate to what actually happened in the 80s, which I love. And I love how, you know, young people in the LGBT community can really watch this and gain pride, because, you know, we like to party on Pride. You get what I'm saying? We like to go out, shake a little ass for some pride. You get what I'm saying? But do we really have pride? And I do believe in the 80s, that's when people in the LGBT community really had pride. And to see that on television, you know, it should make people want to have that same pride nowadays. Because dang it. But that's another issue. That's another issue that we'll probably talk about on another podcast. But anyway, it was a good first episode to the season. I like where all the characters are going, and I'm not gonna explain and go in depth the whole episode, because that's just like too much. If you've seen it, you've seen it, and I don't want to really spoil it for nobody anyway. But it's a good show. And what I would do is, after the season is over, then I'll do a recap of the entire season and just share my views on how it ended, the middle part, you know, the middle acts and whatever. I'll talk about it, but I just want to, you know, wait till the season is over. I don't even know how many episodes we're going to get. Hopefully we get more than 10. But you know, this is FX. Shows do not last. Anyway, let's get into the hot topics of the day. I wanted to talk about this because, you know, I just see some things that is just, you know, the hypocrisy of it all. You get what I'm saying? So DJ Khaled is planning a massive lawsuit against Billboard after Father of a Child debuted at number 2. Now let's talk about it. This is going to be a lot, so I'm going to need you to bear with me. DJ Khaled was furious when his album came in number 2 to Tyler the Creator's Iger, after Billboard allegedly discounted downloads sold by Khaled as part of a bundle deal with an energy drink. Now, bundle deals, which offer album downloads alongside merchandise, it's a standard controversial industry practice just to boost their sales for the album. So basically, he was selling some energy drinks, and you had to buy the album with the energy drink. You know, I know this firsthand, and we'll get into that a little bit later. Now, Billboard had agreed that it would count the downloads from Khaled's energy drink package, which sources say in Khaled's camp amounted to 100,000 units. Billboard later backtracked, disqualifying Khaled's entire sales from the promotion, arguing that there were anomalies in his figures. Page 6 exclusively learned that lawyers for Khaled had fired a letter to Silvia Petrio, I don't know, but she's the SVP of Charts and Data Development at Billboard. Now, a DJ Khaled source said when Khaled's team tried to appeal, Billboard refused to budge. And the source said that the situation was all the more unjust because Tyler the Creator's bundle deals figures was included in his. So he had merchandise as well, and they allowed it. It was included into his sales. Now, on May 30th, Billboard announced Tyler debuted at number 1 with 165,000 units, and Khaled number 2 with 137 units. And we're talking about pure sales. Now, DJ Khaled, you know, after all of this situation, after he done threatened to, you know, the lawsuit on this company, he eventually got what he wanted, and he is now placed at number 1 on the Billboard charts. And Billboard had announced it has reviewed its rules allowing artists to bundle albums with merch, and will outline a new policy in 2020. And honestly, I hope they take it away. And I'm being real honest, because it's getting to the point where now it's problematic. You're basically forced to buy an artist's album with a purchase of whatever the hell they're selling. So an energy drink, you mean to tell me I gotta buy your album to get this energy drink? Then I don't want it then. You know, I know this firsthand because, you know, I love this girl to death. My girl Nicki Minaj, she did the same thing. I bought a sweater, and I want to say 2 weeks after I bought that sweater, I got her album. And then about 2 months after I got the album, then the sweater came. I'm like, yo, I wanted the sweater. The sweater should have been top priority. I'm like, no wonder this goddamn thing was $60. Because the merchandise is already expensive in itself. And you think about another album, that adds another 10 to the bill. And they don't even let you know. And I know y'all gonna be in the comments like, oh, when Nicki let us know, like, girl, no. First of all, it's in the description, it's in the sub description, it's not in the top description. It doesn't say you'll get this plus that. And it doesn't say nowhere that you have to buy all in one. And maybe it did, but at the end of the day, they don't make it legible for us to, pick up that shit. I'm sorry, I don't buy merch no more. To be honest, I can go to Amazon, get a DIY concert shirt for a $5 bill. You get what I'm saying? It's, I want to support you, but I'm not gonna sit there and try who buys albums anymore? At the end of the day, come on. And I feel like that's why they're doing it, because it's the simple fact that people don't buy whole albums anymore. You could just either just get a song that you like, or you can just stream it. Sorry, that's just the reality that we're living in. People don't want to buy that stuff. Now, I was definitely gonna buy Nicki's album regardless, because I'm a fan of hers. But, once this album came in, I'm like, well, dang, it's a good thing I didn't buy the dang album, because I didn't know I was getting it. I would have got 2 albums. I'm like, you would have got me 2 times. You get what I'm saying? So you see how problematic this can be. And my thing is, why would you even want to sell anything? Why would you even want to sell your album, swindling your fans, and not get the recognition off merit? Because that's what I believe in. I believe everything that I get, everything that I earn, I got it off of merit, and not swindling people and not tricking people. I ain't tricking people to watch this goddamn podcast. Y'all gonna do if y'all doing. If y'all don't, it's whatever. I'm still here weekly. So, I don't know. It's a lot. And then DJ Khaled had the nerve to come for the next artist that allegedly blew up his spot. So he said some crap about Tyler, the Creator, saying that, oh, well, I make music or whatever. But just take a look at this.
It's true. I make albums so people can play it and you actually hear it. Driving your car, you hear another car playing it. Go to the barbershop, you hear them playing it. Turn the radio on and you hear them playing it. It's playing everywhere. It's called great music. It's called albums that you actually hear the songs. Not no mysterious shit and you never hear it on your dome.
Boy, you only had a couple good bops. You got that Wish Wish thing with Cardi, that SZA thing, and I'm just being nice because I like SZA, and the Nipsey Hussle thing, they gonna like that because it's Nipsey Hussle, you know what I'm saying? He's on it. Only a couple good bops, and my thing is your music charting? Because your album is #1, but is it charting? You get what I'm saying? Is the songs on there chart? I didn't see nothing on the Billboard charts. And I think that your only good song is going to be Wish Wish. Now, granted, I don't know how Tyler, the Creator's album is doing. I didn't check. But it does have a lot of hype around it. And a lot of people said that they're going to listen to it. And to be honest, nowadays, I guess it's the old person talking, or the old person coming into my life. But I enjoy music that is just that makes me think. You get what I'm saying? And that's what he said on there. He's like, I make music that you guys can relate to and not have to sit. I'm like, look, at the end of the day, DJ Khaled is good for the club bangers. And I don't want to listen to the club bangers all the time. I listen to the club bangers when I'm in the club. You get what I'm saying? Now, if I want to sit down and think about something, I want to sit there and stimulate my mind, I listen to Tyler, the Creator, or SZA, or whatever, whatever you listen to. Personally, to say who deserves #1, it's a slow year for artists to come out. So, of course, these two would be in the top category, but be lucky that you're even in that category, because if any of these legends, Beyonce, Rihanna, Nicki, you get what I'm saying, comes out with something, even Cardi, if any of them girls, any of them people really came out, honey, you'd be #5, #10. You would be lucky you got dang in the charts. So, at the end of the day, be happy for what you got. But they gave it to him, and that's just another thing that I want to talk about. Someone said something very interesting on social media. Shout out to Candy Dunn, and she pointed out when Nicki did this, and that's true. That's really true. Nicki did the same thing because Travis Scott's apparently became #1. Because he was selling merch. He was really the first person to bundle his album with his merch, and then everyone else started following through because, hey, if you're doing it and it's not illegal, shit, I'm gonna do it too. So everyone started doing it, and then she complained about it, and then now everybody's coming on her, and she didn't get the number one. By right, I do feel, and now I can say this now because the longevity of both of those albums, Queen did better than Astroworld. I'm not saying this as a fan. I'm taking myself out of being a Nicki fan right now, and I'm just going to tell you why that album was better. It deserved a number one. You got Chun-Li, Barbie Dreams, Fifi, and one other, Good Form. Platinum. Now, Astroworld, you got Sicko Mode. Anybody listening to Coffee Bean? Anybody listening to what? House of Houston or whatever? Anybody listening to that? I don't know any other song but Sicko Mode on his album. It's not a memorable album. He basically got the number one because he sold the merch, apparently. I guess. I mean, the merch was good. People was gonna buy it because it looked good. Like, it looked like something out of H&M or ASOS or something. So yeah, I'm gonna buy it. And they bought the album with it. It's whatever. I mean, like, when a man does it, obviously he got the number one. But see, as you can see, the hypocrisy and the misogyny in the music industry, when a woman does it, she gets clowned. When a man does it, he gets the number one. You get what I'm saying? And we're still dealing with that. And that needs to seriously change because it's very... And y'all make it so clear. Y'all make it so like, dang. Y'all really don't respect Nicki like that. But we'll see. We'll just see what happens. Speaking of Nicki, I wanted to touch on her because she has put some things online that's got me, you get what I'm saying? Okay, so first of all, she tweeted and made an Insta story and she just said Megatron. She changed her profile pictures and banner on Twitter to Megatron. I'm like, what is going on? What is going on now? I looked at Hollywood Scoop, which I love that show now. Like, I love that little commentary. And they said that it either could be new music, a new era, or just something for her North American leg of the tour. Personally, I'll be good either way. I'm just hoping it's a new era, though, you know? And maybe it could be both. Like, it could be like a couple new songs or maybe an EP and then the tour, the Megatron tour or whatever. I just love the concept, and I hope that she really is using Transformers as the new concept because I love Transformers and I love Nicki. So, you know, it's just two good things come together. It makes a dope, you know, it makes a dope music. And... you know, I'm happy for her that she's coming back. She took a break. I'm like, how long is this hiatus gonna be? Because you over here, you got me over here struggling, listening to just any old body, trying to get, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, Nicki definitely, I feel like this time around, she seems more organized because the Queen era, and I will say that's why the Queen era didn't get what it deserved, maybe because of organization wasn't there. And I'm not really blaming Nicki, it's really her team, and I think that she got a new team, thank God. And yeah, I couldn't be more happy with either way. You know what I'm saying? Please let it be a new era though. Like, I really wanted it to be a new era. But anyway, that's it for Nicki Minaj. What other things too? Oh, Cardi. You know, if we talk about Nicki, we gotta talk about Cardi because she wasn't in the blogs or whatever, but she was in little, you know, Stan blogs. Why you over here arguing with these Stan pages? And let's just get into it. So the page That's So Beyonce had alleged that Cardi actually hasn't been canceling the shows because of the surgery. She's been canceling the shows because she didn't sell out or she didn't sell enough. And that's what a lot of blogs, but really that's what Beyonce said because they showed like a video of how she was selling tickets for like $6. And, you know, when you're selling it that cheap, you're just trying to get in, you're just trying to fill some seats. Now, Cardi and this page have been going back and forth. I guess this happened like this weekend. I was like, really? Are we really doing this? Now Cardi claims it is photoshopped, and she also took a picture of her feet, which look, whew, girl, swole. It like her, and it's really hard to take a side. So I'm not. And I will say this. Saying something is photoshopped is a little bit far-fetched, but you never know. Either they are photoshopped or someone is covering their ass. Because I looked on Ticketmaster, I didn't see the $6. I didn't see anything that was sold for any seats that were sold for $6. I think that the lowest seat was 50-something. And those are like nosebleed seats. Like if you go to the front, child, that's over like $100, $200 something. Now, like I said, either someone did Photoshop it, which I don't see. Like she tried to explain how it's easy for people to Photoshop. I'm like, that's something that Ticketmaster needs to figure out, because how am I able to alter the look of the price? But whatever. I mean, either someone's photoshopping it, either that's what Beyonce photoshopped it, or somebody on her team is covering their ass because they originally did that, thought anybody was going to notice, and then someone did notice, and then they just changed it around. I don't know. Do I feel like Cardi has the ability to sell out arenas? Yeah, I mean, I can say so. I mean, I believe so. But you make yourself look like you're lying. You make yourself look deceitful when you sit there and you give these stand pages a time of day. Like, I'm not saying, like, you can do whatever you want. I don't care. I'm just saying, if I was in her shoes, I wouldn't give nobody no type of energy like that. Like, I wouldn't, because at the end of the day, I don't have to explain my truth to nobody. Keep talking about me. It makes me relevant. You get what I'm saying? So, I don't know. I feel like Cardi needs to work on that. She's been coming for so many pages, and I'm just like, girl, watch your child. You got a whole life, a good life at that, and a family, and you living your best life. Stop worrying about these stand pages. I feel like I want to, when I see her grow up from that, then I really would be like, you know what, I mess with Cardi heavily now. I mean, I still mess with her. I mess with her music because music is music. But this whole back and forth with these blogs, girl, come on. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Are you starting to get paid from this, or is this some kind of also a second form of income for you? I don't know. Just get it together. Just grow up, girl. People gonna talk about you, especially because you're famous. People are definitely gonna talk about you. And if you can't deal with that, why'd you sign up? That's all I got to say, girl. Do your thing. You gonna sell out arenas regardless. If it's true, then you know it's true. You get what I'm saying? It make your money, girl. I'll be damned, child. I ain't got nothing. I ain't got nothing for y'all bitches. I'll give y'all nothing but life. You get what I'm saying? And I don't care what nobody got to say about me. You get what I'm saying? I'm going to still keep it moving. I'm going to still do the podcast. I don't care if 5 people listen to this, or 500 or 500,000. You get what I'm saying? I don't care. I'm going to still say my stuff. I don't care what nobody says. She should be like that. And she's a Libra. Like, I just found out we are, like, I'm a Libra too. I'm like, I don't give a fuck about what people... Come on now. Come on, Libra. You over here acting like a Pisces. Ooh, you know. Anyway, let's change the subject. Let's talk about Real Housewives of Atlanta. So, as we seen last season when Nene ripped off one of the cameraman's shirt, Portia and Candy shared that one of the crew members ended up in the hospital with a missing tooth. And Portia also said some things that, Nene kind of got rowdy with her, and like, my belt came off and she was like being violent or whatever when she was pregnant. So, obviously there's some issues here. Now, for that reason, the reason why she's, for that reason, Nene's bad attitude dealing with producers and exes behind the scenes, sources tell the Love B. Scott show, shout out to the Love B. Scott, that Nene has been forced to sit out for at least the first part of the season, maybe even longer. And Nene, of course, she gets paid per episode, so this will be hurting her in the pockets. Now, Love B. Scott blog exclusively reported that Kenya Moore, this is another, exclusive, that she is set to come back. So Kenya is back. Like, it is set in stone. The deal is done. She's going to get her check, and she's going to be on the show with her baby Brooklyn. I'm happy. I mean, we need something because last season was okay. It gave me, I don't know, it just gave me okay vibes. It was a little bit dramatic. I love when Eva and Marlo feuded and stuff like that, and Shamari. Oh God, that was y'all worst decision, and it wasn't even y'all fault. It's not even the cast member's fault. It is the producers that hired Shamari. Shamari was not a good cast member. She was boring. She was corny. Y'all thought because y'all got a young girl, y'all was gonna just get y'all need to look at people's dossiers. Like, see if you can get Tommy Roman. Now, Tammy Roman. Look, let me tell you something. That'd be an update for Basketball Wives. I know she would definitely go on there. Come on. Why not? I mean, shoot, I can see her right now. She'd probably be for Kenya. But see, Tammy like to fight. Yeah, they can't have her on there. Yeah. Well, somebody, Evelyn, right? Evelyn, and somebody can get on there and say, y'all need to start looking at how dramatic, like y'all need to start looking at people and see how, dramatic they can get so you can put them on. You can't just say, oh, this is a young girl, she'll bring the drama. Girl ain't want no smoke. Throwing up everywhere, getting drunk all the time, girl, bye. Honestly, what they're doing to Nene, I feel like how a job would do when you and the manager don't get along and the manager takes you off the schedule, he does not schedule you at all for forever. Like, you're just not on the schedule. You work there, but you're not on the schedule. And that forces you to quit because I'm not going to just sit there and just not come to work and I obviously have to quit because you took me off the schedule. They're doing that I think they're trying to get Nene to quit because she's becoming too unbearable to work with. And is there some truth to that? I guess, but at the end of the day, that whole situation, I excuse Nene from, because you don't go in somebody's closet when they say don't go in somebody's closet. You in my house and I tell you not to go in there, you take your ass and you get out. You get what I'm saying? And the reason why she was getting rowdy with the cameraman, because the cameraman follows whoever is a cast member. So if you go into dang, I had a brain fart. If you go into the closet, of course the cameraman is going to follow. He was like, ooh, what are they talking about? Trying to get some ratings. And at the end of the day, this brought in a lot of viewers anyway. Isn't that what you want? Oh, but you want them to be dramatic. You want drama, just total drama. But the moment, and that's why I have issues with Real Housewives of Atlanta, or not Real Housewives of Atlanta, just Real Housewives in general, or Bravo in general, really. Y'all want them to be so dramatic. Y'all want them to be so problematic, starting drama in everybody's business, telling everybody's tea. But when the moment stuff gets physical, y'all want to start firing people. Y'all want to start, housewives don't act like that. At the end of the day, if you keep on poking the bear is going, you get what I'm saying? So, no, I mean, I excuse Nene for how she's been acting. She just lashing out because, hey, there's a lot of stuff that's going on. My goddamn husband, I think he recently got hospitalized again. I don't know what's going on with that. He's dealing with his situation. And yeah, and then now you're trying to hurt her pockets when this is when she needs to check the most. Cause honey ain't doing nothing, child. She has not been doing nothing. I think she had canceled a show or whatever, her little comedy, because she was trying to do comedy. But, that doesn't kick off. That takes, a long time for it to actually make some real money off of that. Or the money that you've been making. Like, she can sell out little shows, but it's not the money that she's been getting. You get what I'm saying? Like money from Housewives. I feel bad for Nene. I really do. Even though people think that she acted like an asshole on a reunion. And I really feel like she really didn't need to have to act like that with Portia, but she done with them. She's done with them, but she still needs to be on the show because she needs to support her family and get that bag. And for you guys, for the Bravo producers to take her off the show, I mean, it's just sad. I mean, you really, come on now. But I don't know. You tell me what you think in the comments. Anyway, let's get into Wendy Williams and her new boo. So Wendy Williams was spotted in LA a couple days ago by TMZ reporters.
Hold on.
What's that?
pepper spray.
You don't want the pepper spray.
No.
You don't want the pepper spray.
No?
You don't want the pepper spray.
Keep them off.
Okay, Wendy. One more thing here. Kevin, if you don't mind me asking here.
That's not Kevin.
It's not. Who's
No.
that?
She looked at me.
All right.
A friend.
Oh, he's a friend.
Please don't ask about Kevin.
I won't ask.
We have
about
an 18-year-old son.
Yeah.
And I'm sensitive to that, but that is not Kevin. That's
What's your name, sir?
No, don't do it.
I won't ask.
Don't do it.
I won't ask you. Okay. How are you and the family doing? You and young Kevin, right?
Young Kevin and I are fine. You know, big Godspeed, and stuff happens in life.
Yeah.
Stuff happens, and it's okay. I've still got a very full life that I really endured. Please don't make me cry.
Okay, I won't.
I'm sorry. Oh my God, I gotta get on the plane in the morning, but I have a very full life. Thank you for watching. I would ask you to respect our privacy, but please, I don't respect people's privacy. That's why I do the hot topics. So turnabout is a fair game, but all three of us are doing fine.
Are we gonna see the three of you guys? Yeah, I mean, together as maybe not as a married couple again, but as a family
of course
again.
you will. Kevin's got to graduate from college. He's going into sophomore year. He's going to get married or whatever. He's going to celebrate. Yes, everybody's got to grow up.
And is he going to be back with his father again?
Yes.
Okay.
They're not apart. I mean, stuff happens in life.
Yeah.
Look, I'm hungry, and I'm hungry, and I gotta go.
Yeah.
Well, apparently they're just friends, and they're just, fulfilling with, the stuff that she needs, if you know what I mean. And the guy's name is Mark Toblin, and, story has it that, according to court records, Toblin pled guilty to conspiracy to committed robbery with a dangerous weapon in Charlotte back in 2013. Police said he was part of a group of 3 people who robbed a man at gunpoint, child. And he was sentenced to 15 to 30 months in prison. And they said none of that surprised Wendy. The talk show host tells TMZ Mark had already told her about the conviction, and her assistant also gave her the heads up. And Wendy's response is, I'm a 54-year-old grown-ass woman, and I know what I'm doing. Who, child, Wendy? I mean, Wendy always got to get the ones that are crack. You know what I'm saying? Like, always the ones that have some baggage on them. I don't think this is a real relationship. I think this is just something, just some fresh meat for Wendy to just, get what I'm saying? Just to, And I feel like the boy's 27. First of all, because at first I was like, how old is this boy? This is he look like about my age. You get what I'm saying? 21. He's actually 27. I mean, she gonna try to do what she do to try to live her best life. I feel like she is living her best life, but you can still see in that video also that she is broken, and I feel bad for her. I feel bad because Wendy Williams is one of my role models, and to see her going through everything. And even in that video, when they did interview her, she even said that, they asked, like, is everything still good? Like, all 3 of them are still going to work things out because, the son has to graduate college and get married and stuff. We're all going to be good, but we're just not going to be, a married couple, which I hope that they can work towards that, definitely to get some of this drama off. And I like how she mentioned, she was like, well, I would say to keep, give us some space but I don't do the same. And she realized that. I feel like it's always a constant thing that she has to realize, like, she's been in people's business for so long and now people's in her business. And it's like it's a, what's the word? It's like the biggest hee-haw. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's like, wow. Now I know what this feels like because I've been doing it for so long. I hope Wendy gets better. I honestly do. A lot of people like to see her downfall because she done did a lot. Child, I heard she stopped people's bags in the past, so a lot of people don't care. Same way with Joan Rivers. When she died, it was, I believe the Kardashians was doing a party about it. They had a party on it, child. But hey, I guess that's how people respect the dead now. But anyway, let's move on. Did you guys see Black Mirror? I love that show, first of all. And when this season came out, first of all, I'm like, why there's only 3 episodes? Is this going to be like a new episode every week, or you just giving us 3 episodes? Okay, so I'm only going to talk about the 2. I don't really care about the Miley Cyrus one, the Striking Vipers and Smithereens. Briefly, I'm not going to talk about the whole thing because obviously, this is not a spoiler. But, it is a spoiler. But the Striking Vipers episode is about 2 old college friends that, were roommates and played their favorite game, Striking Vipers or whatever. And they ended up growing up, graduating college. One married someone, and one is just, messing around with girls and stuff like that. And he comes back to his life on his 30th birthday and shows them like a new VR version. And if you watch season 4, you know that that's the same game system where he made like a virtual reality. Like the person that was creating the thing made a virtual reality, and it was like he did some crazy stuff. And basically, they were playing their favorite game, Striking Vipers, and it was like a little Mortal Kombat thing. And the little night sessions yield to an unexpected discovery, and they ended up being in a relationship in the virtual reality world. Yeah, I mean, when I tell you the reason why I love this episode is because the first scene. I noticed a connection with those 2 guys. I noticed something was going on, and that's why I tell you my gaydar is on point. When I seen when they first had that little scene on the dang virtual reality world, I was like, I freaking knew it. I knew it. I mean, the show itself was interesting. It speaks to a lot of things of, people that's DL, and, what is it like? Is it confusing? I talked to my best friend about this episode, and she says that the guy with the wife is just confused, but the guy that is, just messing around with people, he's a predator, and he was trying to get... I mean, I feel like they both was kind of feeling each other, and I hated that scene where they got into a fight, and first of all, they kissed to see if there was something really there. I believe that there was something really there, and I'm mad that Black Mirror didn't really show that, because when they got into a fight, I could have sworn they was about to kiss again, but then the cops came. I mean, I wish that this was a show. You get what I'm saying? Like, I wish this, something is good when you wish something is actually a show so you can see what happens next. Because in the end, I didn't like the ending, though, because I felt like, why just, okay, she gets a day and he gets a day to cheat. Like, that ain't no marriage. Like, that's not real marriage, I guess. Whatever the new modern day marriage, swingers and stuff like that, people taking days to cheat or hall passes or whatever. Okay, I guess we doing that. I just would have liked to see them actually divorce, because it seems like they're not really there. But I guess he does love her. But I don't know. We just needed to see more. Now the Smithereens episode was about like this driver that kidnapped an intern to talk to his boss of the entire company, and that company is a social media service. It gave you Facebook vibes, because the person was the boss, rather the CEO was Mike Zuckerberg-ish, like he was that type of person. And basically he did all this just to sit there and say, I was on the phone on your app and I got into a car accident and killed my wife. That bothered me, first of all, because it took so long for the protagonist to talk, the antagonist to talk to the boss. It bothered me because I'm like, you can't blame him for your negligence. I don't care. I drive. You know what I'm saying? I just got my license last year, and I've been driving, and never do I ever feel the urge to pick up my phone and text somebody, be on Facebook, be on Instagram, whatever. You get what I'm saying? So you can't blame it on you cannot blame it on nobody but yourself. And that's what made me mad. I'm mad that it didn't really show what happened. And that's the thing about Black Mirror. They don't tell you what happened, what happened afterwards. I want to know what. And they just give you these little things that you can think of. I mean, I watched a lot of explain videos, and they kind of explained it, but it made me mad. I mean, even the Miley Cyrus one was pretty good. I didn't want to talk about it because I just felt like it was just they weren't Black Mirror enough. Like, you know, Black Mirror is all about, you know, the new inventions and just like the dystopian and just like real messed up situations. This was more lighthearted. These 3 episodes was more lighthearted, but still, it gave resonance to like, whoa, like that's really crazy. Like the Miley Cyrus one, the one with her in it, I felt like I seen a lot of. It gave me vibes. It gave me Hannah Montana vibes, but it's like Hannah Montana dark reality version. You get what I'm saying? Like, you know, this mom or this aunt or whatever that was trying to get her to be this person that she was not, and you know, just for money, and then she ended up putting her in a coma and still using her for new music, and then they made a virtual hologram. I'm like, yo, that was crazy. But that's Black Mirror. Black Mirror always keeps you in the insane, makes you think, and it's a conversation starter. I love that show. Now, I believe that's it for the topics today. Tell me what you think about this podcast. This is a pretty good, interesting episode. A lot of loaded discussion on these celebrities, child, and their negligence and their stupidity. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode of the podcast, and I'm your host, Darren Green, signing out.